Hello guys, it's your boy Anomaly. So today I was just sitting around masturbating and I see they released this new update and I'm like, ooh, intriguing. And I'm checking it, I'm like, the best of Hydra, okay, I mean, they're finishing up Hydra, that's fine, it's all good. But then as I'm reading through this, there are some quite heavy things that they're changing. So first of all, Operation Hydra has come to a close. I mean, that's fine, they were all saying that they were gonna close it. And it's about time. They were also hinting that they were gonna keep some of the game modes and maps, so under gameplay, we can see they added Wingman and Flying Scoutsman to the available game modes, which means, I guess, they're gonna be permanently in the game, which is really nice. In my opinion, the more maps and game modes they add, I think the better, because then it's not as repetitive, like you can choose what you wanna do. They added the Wingman exclusive skill groups for better matchmaking in Wingman. I'm guessing that they didn't add actual ranks, that they just add, you know, the 1 through 10 or whatever. You can now apparently select maps as well, that's nice. And now to maps. They said they were gonna change up the maps. They said they were gonna add the most played map from the operation, and they also said they were gonna remove some of the lesser played maps from the competitive map pool. So now in competitive you can play Mirage, Cache, Inferno, Overpass, Cobble, Train, Nuke, Dust, Canals, Office, and Agency. I don't really see why Office and Canals are still there. But yeah, I guess. So they added Agency, which is apparently the most played map from the Hydra operation, which is nice. I mean, they're adding maps. I think that's very nice. But here comes the two big things they changed. First, they changed the way Prime works. Matchmaking now uses the trust factor by default. But more about the trust factor in just a little while. They also changed the skill group icons, which means the ranks. They changed all of the ranks in the game, which is like, I think that's a pretty ballsy move. That's a pretty bold move to change all of the ranks. They also added the 2018 service medals, only 6 levels the next year. Well, this year, 2017, we had 7, but I guess no one got to 7, since it's fucking impossible to even get to like level 4, I don't know. So first, let's start with the easiest thing, the service medals. So here are the 6 service medals for 2018. I think they look pretty nice. I like the white background, and it's more like a lot more decoration on the service medal now than the other years. So they go from gray to red, and yeah, I don't know. We're probably never gonna see the red one in game, because it's probably impossible to even get that. Now here's the second thing they added. They added new rank pictures for all the ranks. So this is what you're used to. This is what the ranks looked like before and have always looked like. They have this nice sort of realistic 3D depth on all of the ranks. I think it looks pretty, I mean, it looks serious, it looks nice, and that's just what you're used to. And now here are the new ranks. They look, as you can see, first impression, they look a lot more cartoonish. They look less serious, they look more childish. And my first reaction was, when I just first started CS and I saw these ranks, was I just didn't know what to think, because the Global Elite, I think that looks very, very underwhelming compared to the older Global Elite. And good old MGE is still not centered and is triggering my OCD. Very nice. My first reaction was that I thought that they looked fucking horrible, but after actually looking at them for a while, I kinda like where the design is headed. The silver looks so much better than the old ones. They have this really nice and easy clean look. I love the silver border around the ranks. The gold novas I think are very underwhelming. I think the background doesn't really fit as well anymore. AK2 and MGE, I mean they look alright. It's not that much difference. I mean, it just looks a lot flatter. There's not that 3D depth anymore. DMG, I think, is by far the best looking rank in the game right now. I mean, it looks insane. Only problem is I'll have to rank down like 4 ranks to get it. And next, Bird 1 and Bird 2, I think they look pretty good. I mean, the black background and the gold border, I love it. Supreme, I think, looks pretty good actually. But as I said, Global is very underwhelming compared to the last Global. I think they should have made the globe a lot bigger, a lot more dark, deep blue, and pop more. Other than that, I think they're really nice. They also have this new pretty cool rank, which actually isn't a rank. It's when you've been inactive from the game for however long, when you lose your rank and it expires. This is called the expired rank, which means that you have a rank, but you don't anymore because you haven't played for a long time. They just added a rank picture for that, for when that happens, and I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, this is how the ranks look in-game. I'm playing native resolution 1920 by 1080, so it's like pretty high resolution, but they look kinda shit in the scoreboard. I mean, I don't know. But now, guys, let's get deep into the shit of the video, which is the new Prime. It's not really new Prime, it doesn't replace it, but it's the new Prime. But not really. It is the trust factor. Hey! Fucking stranger danger. We've launched a new and improved method for matchmaking players who are likely to have a good experience together. So first off, they're just explaining what Prime is, that you had to have a phone connected, and you had to reach rank 21. And then they're mentioning the downsides of this. They're saying people that may have been perfectly happy playing together were separated. Just like my parents. Trust factor matchmaking prioritizes matching together players with a similar trust factor.
There is nothing else you need to do.
So they want to improve Prime matchmaking, and they said they started with the question how to improve it. They've been experimenting with matching players using observed behaviors and attributes of their Steam account, overall amount of time they spent playing CSGO, how frequently they were reported for cheating, time spent playing other games on their Steam account, etc. This is some NSA Big Brother type spying, man. I don't know. Time spent playing other games on their Steam account. I don't really see how me playing Barbie Dreamhouse Party on my spare time has anything to do with my trust factor on CSGO. Klockan är fucking 3 på natten, vad gör jag? Anyways, they're saying they call this system trust, and the factors considered together form a player's trust factor. 2 plus 2 is 4, minus 1. That's me killing myself. The result of the experiment has been positive. In matches created using Trust Factor, most players ended up generating fewer reports regardless of their Prime status. We wanted to keep the best parts of Prime and ditch the parts that causes problems for the CSGO community. Starting today, players will, by default, enter matchmaking using their Trust Factor rather than their Prime status. I mean, that sounds pretty good. Let's go through the Trust Factor fuck. The question is, what are the factors used to determine your trust factor? And their answer is, they don't want to tell you. Basically what they're saying is, they don't want you to worry about any particular action, but I mean, just think generally. They want people that play seriously and are dedicated to the game to be matched together. So if you team kill, you're probably fucked. If you team damage too much, you're probably fucked. I'd even assume if you team flash a lot, you're probably fucked. If you report your team a lot, you're probably fucked. Maybe if you buy in an eco round, you're fucked. And 100%, if you play like me, you are fucked. Can I look at my personal trust factor? No, you cannot. Their goal is to provide a better matchmaking experience without you having to worry about optimizing. So basically, if you're fucked and you get queued with the worst of the worst, literally in hell, you won't even know the steps to get out, which is kinda shit. What can I do to improve my trust factor? All you need to do is be a positive member of the CSGO and Steam community. Well, I guess I'm having a low trust rating. They say they're still iterating, working, and adjusting the trust factor model, but I mean, Prime is still in beta, so how is this working? Also, this question about new players, they're wondering if they will have a low trust factor just because they're new, and I don't think so. Basically, what they're asking is, if you're a positive member, you will get a positive rating. If you are not a positive member, you will not get a positive rating. So I guess you start off with a neutral rating. And apparently, if you have a shit trust factor, you can even email their feedback team, and I guess it says include a description, but basically you can complain about it. Also, they're ending it on the note that be aware that when players are in a party, we use the lowest trust factor of any individual in the party for matchmaking purposes. So if you're 4 globals playing really seriously, a top FPL everything, man, and you're playing with one guy who is the worst, he team kills, he team flashes, he just team damages, he just does everything to grief, then the whole game will be based on his trust factor rating. So if you want to be serious in matchmaking, you have to pick your friends very well. Fuck, du kommer ingen av mina polare vilja spela med mig. So overall, this update is really nice. They're ending Hydra, which is about time. They're adding another layer of like player matchmaking improvement on top of Prime. They're spicing it up with new rank pictures. I think that's really nice. I mean, the look, it's all gonna grow on us. I mean, everyone hated the new sounds when they added that, but now many people can barely remember them. They removed a lot of maps, which I'm not sure if that's the best choice, since it makes the map pool a lot like smaller. But as they say here, over time, promising new or updated maps will enter the map pool, and less played maps will continue to be removed. So Office is probably going to be removed, Canals is probably going to be removed, Agency most likely is going to be removed. But it also seems that means that new maps are going going to constantly be rotating in and out, which I think is really nice since it adds a lot of difference to the game. Also, I'm moving to Malta very soon, so next video is probably going to be in Malta. Very nice.